So Tuesday was the chalkiest Dinger Tuesday that we've actually had in quite some time. Posted this two-man here, Soto and Otani. That's my favorite two-man of the day. We hit on that. And then I posted my top home run picks today. Cronenworth was the probably higher odds out of all six, to be honest, and he hit at plus 750 odds. So, yeah, Cronenworth's been really good since he came back from injury. He's been out since May 4th, and I think he came back actually like at the end of June. I think June 29th to be exact, from concussion actually. And yeah, he's actually ever since he returned from injury. I think this puts him actually at 3 home runs now on the season. So yeah, Cronenworth and Machado were actually my top picks. I'm actually part of my top six picks today. um, Bohm, Nito, and Machado. I had in my favorite round robin today. Unfortunately, Bohm couldn't get going. Neither could Nito. And at the current moment, I think the Padres game, recording late here, it is Wednesday, officially June 8th. Still a few of the games still going on. Um, let's see here. Okay, maybe just the Rockies and Dodgers game is just going on now. But the Padres game finally finished up here. So getting this out to you all early, very early in the morning, 15 minutes early into the morning actually. Uh, First game on the slate for Wednesday is actually scheduled for 3:45 p.m. Eastern with the Blue Jays and Giants. Um, but yeah, it was actually a really good chalky Tuesday, to be honest. Let's take a look at the Dinger Ringer here in our Discord. Yeah, Osuna. So Tani hit first inning here, so that was nice to see him go. Soto hit as for like the two-man. He hit in his third at bat. So sometimes you just got to be patient for the batter to actually see the pitcher a few times, see the pitches. So that, yeah, Otani going first at bat was really nice. And then same for Cronenworth, first at bat. Uh, let's see here. So Altuve, I did call that in yesterday's video that look out for the back to back. So he went for the back to back. Let's see. Ryan O'Hearn actually had 3 home runs for Tuesday's games. I saw someone in the Discord say, test that, man. So whoever had Ryan O'Hearn for 3 home runs, I would say, damn, what a good read there. Soto, obviously. Some names we haven't seen pop up in a while. Cole Young. Yandy Diaz went for Tampa Bay. Schwarber went, but I didn't take him. His odds were crap. They're like plus 150. Ben Rice. Definitely wasn't on Rice today. And Owen Cassie, I know I called him out. And then James Wood. I saw some people were on him as well. But yeah, he went for the back-to-back, as I mentioned in yesterday's video too. But yeah, very good chalky Tuesday. So if you had something like Wood, Soto, Otani, or like Rice mixed in there, Rice, Schwarber, whoever had like Rice, Schwarber, Otani, and Soto. But yeah, it was a very chalky Tuesday. So, but as we look at the weather here for Wednesday's games, actually looks like better weather here than what Tuesday was. But yeah, we have no worries about postponement or rain delays at the moment. As always, that can change within, the next 12 hours when the actual morning comes when we're all getting up for work. But yeah, let's take a look at today's games. As I mentioned, the first game will be at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We got Dylan Cease on the mound against Logan Webb. So two actually decent pitchers here who don't give up very many home runs. Cease is 5-4. Logan Webb's 5-6. Yeah, so I doubt the over/under is going to be very high for this game. Yeah, it's only set for 7 runs currently. So let's take a look at this game. Obviously, it's on Oracle Park, so We can already expect the wind to be blowing out right here, minus 21% model percentage. And then the wind will be blowing out about 10 miles an hour or more. And then, as expected, 60-degree weather right there by the San Francisco Bay. As we look at the lineup, we got Logan Webb on the mound. Toronto's been hard to pick. Who did go for Toronto for Tuesday's game? Let's take a look. I did see a name pop up. Okay, Class Homered. That's who it was. Is he expected in the lineup here? Yeah, he is. Okay, so maybe you could take him, for a back-to-back if you want. His odds will probably be pretty high, plus 1,100 here. And then, Toronto's not really hitting home runs, so I would only take him for the back-to-back if you want. I'm not betting this game. Like I didn't bet the first St. Louis and Brewers game yesterday. Jordan Walker went. I think it ended up turning out to be pretty decent. I think Herrera went also for St. Louis for that game. But anybody for San Francisco here against Dylan Cease, I mean, you could target Devers if you want, but that's probably about it at plus 500 odds. And as always, it didn't look like, going back to these wins here, it didn't look like, I asked people to show wins that they tailed. So, if you tail Trucker Eyes wins, make sure you're posting them in the winning slips here, the winning slips channel here in the Discord. So, we want to see those wins, all right? Moving on to the next game. We got the Cubbies against Baltimore. So this is finally getting into the evening games at 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Got Colin Rea on the mound against Dean Creamer. So Colin Rea's given up 13 home runs on the season. Creamer's given up 5. As far as this game goes, I mean, the game's being played in Baltimore. So 77 degrees, model percentage plus 8% here. As far as this game goes, I mean, against Colin Rea, you could take Alonso if you want. Let's see his stats here against Baltimore. So it looks like Tyler O'Neill's got one off him. But I mean, Baltimore's kind of been silent, as is like Gunnar Henderson, Taylor Ward, Pete Alonso. He pops off every once in a while. I guess I would rather not Baltimore here. Nothing's appealing. And then against Dean Creamer, who's given up 5 home runs on the season. I mean, you could take Pete Crow or Michael Busch if you want, but this game's not very appealing to me, to be honest. So I'm not going heavy on this game, but Pete Crow or Busch if you want. Let's see their odds here. Pete Crow or Michael Busch. But again, I don't like the Blue Jays Giants game already, and I don't like the Cubs or Orioles game. Moving on, Athletics against Detroit. So Detroit's climbing their way back, slowly but surely back to 500. I'm sure having Scoobs back on the mound definitely helps bring some life back to the team here. They had a really good June and, already starting off July really good. So hopefully they can go into the All-Star break on a winning streak. That way they could come back and, finish the second half of the season even better. I don't think they're honestly that far out from the AL Central first place lead. And wild card, I think they're still in it as well. So they're only 6.5 games back here of the White Sox. So I mean, they got plenty of time and more games to be played to, possibly get in first place in the AL Central. As far as Comerica Park, let's take a look. So wind blowing right to left here, -2 model percentage. Nothing to worry about here with the wind, and yeah, got good weather here in Michigan once again. But we got Jeffrey Springs on the mound against the Tigers. We'll get to some odds. So Colt Keith had a home run. I think, yeah, he was on the lone home run for the Tigers. He actually hit in the first inning of that game. So I think it was a sweeper right down the middle that he knocked out of the park. I think it was like 412 feet, actually. So that was good to see him go. But against Jeffrey Springs here, Dingler's been silent. Torkelson's got one off for Jeffrey Springs. So, I mean, Torkelson hasn't hit a home run in over 5 games, but feel free to take him. But the name that really pops off to me is Matt Vierling here. All right, his home run odds aren't put up, but I wouldn't mind sprinkling on Matt Vierling here. I bet his home run odds will be high. So I like Vierling and Torque here, especially if Vierling's in leadoff for the game today. And then Troy Milton's 4-1 on the season. He's only given up 7 home runs. Bolte went Tuesday. He had a home run against Skubal. Looked like a slider that just kind of came out of Skubal's hands wrong, and Bolte got a hold of it. So you could look for him for the back-to-back. And then Kurtz, you could take as well. So Vierling and Torque for the Tigers, and Kurtz and Bolte for the Athletics here for this game. All right, moving on. Got Atlanta against Pittsburgh. So Grant Holmes against Jared Jones. Look at some stats here. So Holmes giving up 15 home runs on the season, while Jones has only given up 5. So I actually do like Belau today against Grant Holmes for that righty versus lefty matchup. We'll swing to some home run odds. All right, yeah, he's got plus 300 odds. Yeah, I love Belau for this game. And then as far as any other Pirate, I don't mind Brian Reynolds. And then Ryan O'Hearn, of course, after hitting 3 home runs in yesterday's game. So, yeah, you can fire up Ryan O'Hearn and then Brian Reynolds as well. And then against Jared Jones here for Atlanta, I don't mind Matt Olson. But, yeah, a lot of the Braves haven't really been hitting, so I like more Pirates for this game. But, yeah, you could play Matt Olson if you want. And then for the weather in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, the wind's blowing out, -3 model percentage. And then, yeah, 5 miles an hour there. So, should be an actual decent game to target for Braves against Pirates here. And then I'll have my top home run picks here at the end of the video, per usual. All right, and then I'll try to post my favorite. I always post my favorite plays in the Discord, and sometimes I do forget. Obviously, I'm human to post them also here in the YouTube. And I also do forget. Sometimes I'll post on Reddit as well. Since I know some people in the Discord aren't in Reddit, I'll post on Reddit for my top home run picks. All right, getting on to the next game here. We got Seattle at Miami. So I know I called out Owen Cassie for Tuesday. He actually went. So definitely like him for the back-to-back. He went, but I did not take him when I should have. So I'll have to definitely take him today, since I am calling him out against George Kirby. Let's see if they got these odds posted. All right, they do. So Owen Cassie's at plus 480 odds here Who else went? I think Hernandez also went for Miami yesterday. But I don't see him here in the starting lineup against George Kirby. How many home runs has Kirby given up so far in the season? I think he's almost at 15. No, he's at 10. 10 home runs he's given up on the season. How's Miami against him? Okay, he's only faced these three guys right here. So, yeah, I don't mind if you fire up Hernandez again. And then Owen Cassie for the back-to-back. Both these guys here. Just keep an eye out. Always wait for lineups to come out before you throw in your bets. All right, I know FanDuel's got that new thing for if someone does come in to pinch hit, that the guy's covered. So if you got somebody in the game that hasn't hit a home run, so say if I got Kyle Schwarber, someone comes in, pitch hits for him, and he hits a home run, then it covers that bet. But, I mean, waiting for lineups to come out helps. Say if that player's not going to start, helps voiding that leg and bringing your odds down further and voiding it out where you could have already had somebody else in that spot. So Seattle against Tyler Phillips here. We'll look at Tyler Phillips. He's given up 8 home runs so far on the season. Did anybody go for the Mariners? Not that I can at least remember. Okay. Young had a home run for the Mariners. Here. Yeah, that's right. Because I was going through the dinger-ringer. I know I mentioned his name. So, yeah, definitely don't mind Cole Young here for the back-to-back. He should have pretty good odds at plus 600. And then as far as anybody else against Tyler Phillips, I'm not picking anybody else. Just Cole Young here for me. I think Owen Cassie and Hernandez are better choices for Miami, actually, against George Kirby. And then, obviously, this game's being played in a dome, as well as this next game here for Yankees and Tampa Bay will be also played in a dome. We could check the model percentage, though, for that game in Miami. All right, minus 12%, but that don't matter much to me, to be honest. So we got Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees against Shane McClanahan for Tampa Bay. Ben Rice went. He can hit off lefties, so I'm not too worried that he does go again on Wednesday today. So, yeah, I don't mind Ben Rice for the back-to-back. He's actually got good odds at plus 420, shockingly enough. Probably because it's lefty-lefty. Goldschmidt, you could fire up here. And then maybe Caballero as a long shot. So, like Goldschmidt and Caballero as a long shot here. And then, as far as anybody against Garrett Cole, you can fire up Andy Diaz for the back-to-back. I don't mind that at all. And then Junior Caminero, you can fire up as well. The home run leader for Tampa Bay. And this game, like I mentioned, is being played in a dome. And then the model percentage for the home run, if I can find it. I probably already skipped over it like I normally do. Where's it at? All right, minus 3%. But I don't pay too much attention to that, to be honest with you. All right, moving on. Houston against Washington. So Jose Altuve, as I mentioned, had that back-to-back. I guess we could see if he goes 3 days in a row, which you could throw on him again if you want. See what his odds are, if they got him posted here. Alright, as we're waiting for that to load. Check out here. So we got Spencer Arrighetti on the mound, who's given up 10 home runs on the season. So both games have kind of produced 9 runs here, then 23 runs the first game of the series. So I feel like this game should produce as well. Yeah, they're expecting some high scoring, over 9.5 for their total, but they don't have home run odds yet posted on FanDuel. Uh, so yeah, you can fire up Altuve, and then I don't mind Jordan here. Yeah, they got Foster Griffin on the mound here. And Jordan can hit lefties as well. He's another one of those guys you don't have to worry about for like that lefty-lefty matchup. So Altuve, Alvarez are probably my top two picks here. Paradis and Walker are kind of. I'll wait on those two guys. Maybe Yainer. I don't mind Yainer Diaz here. So Altuve, Alvarez, and Yainer Diaz against Foster Griffin. And then as far as anybody against Arrighetti for Houston, take Wood again. You can fire him up. Luis Garcia. And then Abrams as well. So this is actually probably this should be a good game to target here. Houston against Washington once again. I don't think it'll be a bad game. And then as far as the weather in Washington, for once, out of the past few days, don't have to worry about no rain or postponement. The model percentage should actually, it is actually decent, like expected, plus 13% here. And then the wind's blowing out too. So, yeah, that should be a good game to target. Next game, we got Philadelphia against Cincinnati. So Chase Burns is on the mound. Gosh, he's 10-1 on the season, huh? But he's given up 12 home runs on the season. He's got a decent ERA, though. So ESPN's showing that the Phillies are undecided here. But it's showing Chuck King. Here, let's see what Chuck King here. See if there's anything on him. Chuck King. All right, 28. Here, let's see. So I wonder if this will be his first MLB start. It very well could be. Okay. So for the Phillies, that they're firing up this Chuck King here, I mean, I don't mind the home run leader, Sal Stewart, for Cincinnati. Eugenio hit for Cincinnati, so I like him for the back-to-back. So Sal Stewart and Eugenio, I don't mind here. I like Eugenio more, especially since I like the back-to-backs for the home runs. So let's check out what his odds would be. Is the game not posted on here? I am not seeing it, actually. Philadelphia. Here, let's refresh the page here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. All right. So, yeah, I like Eugenio Suarez here first, and then Sal Stewart next. As far as anybody against Chase Burns, you could take Schwarber here for the back-to-back. Not sure what his odds will be, but they'll probably be low since it is Great American Ballpark for the lefty versus righty matchup. You could take out Bohm for the day late as well. Since I know a lot of people are on Bohm today. On Tuesday. So you could take him for the day late. Schwarber and Bohm here. And then as far as the weather goes, I already know. Yep, I already expected that. The model percentage to be good. And again, the wind's nothing to be worried about for that game. Next game, got Kansas City against the New York Mets. So automatically like Soto here for the back-to-back for the righty versus lefty for this game. So Kansas City's got undecided here on ESPN. Let's see what RotoWire's got. They got Stephen Kolek. So I thought I saw this game on FanDuel. Okay. Yeah, they don't have the odds posted for this game yet either. But yeah, you could take Soto here against Kolek. And then you could take Lindor if you're feeling it. But I like Soto the most here for the Mets for the back-to-back. And then against Kristen Scott, I don't think anybody did hit for Kansas City. Yeah, that was a very high-scoring game, 16-12. That game was crazy. Tolbert went. I thought I saw. I don't think it was Jensen. Who went here for this? Obviously Soto. Ewing went for the Mets as well. Okay, yeah, it was Lofton. That's who I was thinking of for Kansas City. Yeah, you could take Ewing for the back-to-back too. Ewing and Soto. These two guys first, and then possibly Lindor if you're feeling it. But I like Ewing and Soto more here. But yeah, you can fire up Lofton here for the back-to-back. And then, did I say Lane Thomas went for that last game? For Tuesday's game here? I think it was Lofton. Yeah, Lofton and Tolbert here. Their odds will probably be good. But I don't see Tolbert in the starting lineup for the expected anyways. So if he does play in the lineup, you could fire him up. So Lane Thomas, Tolbert. Where's it? Lofton. I'm getting scatterbrained here. Yeah, let's go back to this game one last time. So Tolbert. Okay, Lane Thomas had a double. That's what it was. So it was Lofton and Tolbert that went. So yeah, you can fire up Lofton and Tolbert if he does play. And then Soto and Ewing here for the Mets. Let's check out the weather for New York. Citi Field's blowing out. Yeah, plus 10% chance for a home run. So they're expecting a few home runs for this game. So shouldn't be a bad game to target. Probably a couple home runs I can see there. Next game, I got Boston at Chicago. So Jake Bennett against Davis Martin. So Bennett's a lefty and Martin's a righty here. So Bennett's only given up 3 home runs on the season while Martin's given up 6. This isn't really a top game for me to target specifically. I know I mentioned Grichuk yesterday. You could take him again for the day late. Possibly Chase Meadrith here or Vargas. Let's see if odds are posted for this. So Grichuk, Vargas again. Anybody else? And then possibly Chase Meadrith if you want. I mean, he's going to have higher odds, but yeah, obviously Grichuk and Vargas first, and Meadrith would be your long shot for this game. And then as far as anybody against Davis Martin, I mean, you could do Abreu or Wilson Contreras. I never mind Durbin as a long shot either. So, but I would go Abreu, Contreras, and Duran. Abreu, Contreras, and Duran for Boston here. All right. Yeah, that's it for that game. Still no word on Murakami being back in the starting lineup yet for Chicago. He's been out for quite some time now. But yeah, good model percentage here at right field in Chicago, plus 11% with the wind blowing out for that game. All right. Next game on the slate, we got Cleveland at Minnesota. So Slade Sassoni against Connor Prelip. So we got a divisional round game. So Sony's giving up 13 home runs on the season, and Prelip's giving up 6. So Sony's a righty, and Prelip's a lefty here. So, yeah, it looks like Buxton is out. Last I knew, he was out with some sort. I think it was like a hand injury or something. So, who knows when he'll return to the lineup. Uh, let's see how White Sox are against Sony here. Okay, not any home runs that I'm seeing. But yeah, as far as this game goes, I mean, I don't mind Clemens here. This game don't really scream out to me anything, to be honest with you. But you could take Clemens, Josh Bell. I don't mind here. Let's see if they got the odds posted for this game. Yeah, they should. So yeah, Clemens and Josh Bell for the Twins. And then as far as anybody for Cleveland, I don't mind Rhys Hoskins or David Fry for the Guardians. But over under is 8.5. So there might be a couple of home runs this game as well. Yeah, the first game of the series wasn't very high scoring. The Twins won 3-1. But this game should have more home runs than... I don't think that game even had any home runs, to be honest. I didn't see any coming up. Next game, we got Milwaukee at St. Louis. We got Michael McGreevy on the mound for St. Louis against Kyle Harrison for Milwaukee. Harrison's given up 9, and McGreevy's given up 13 home runs on the season. So I like Jordan Walker here for that righty versus lefty matchup for the back-to-back as well. So go ahead and fire Jordan Walker up at plus 390 odds. And then you could take Herrera. So Jordan Walker and Herrera for St. Louis. And then Milwaukee, I mean, Cherio you could take, or Bowers. Bowers at 350 and Jackson Cherio at 560. And then this park's not my favorite either. Busch Stadium. Wind blowing in minus 13% mono percentage. Let's see how much the wind's going to be blowing in. 4 miles an hour, so that won't be too much of a factor. But they know that Busch Stadium's not the best for home runs, to be honest. All right. Angels and Rangers. So we got Walbert Urena on the mound for the Angels and Mackenzie Gore for the Rangers here. So Gore's given up 9 home runs, and then Urena's given up 5 on the season. So a lot of us were on Zach Neto. We were hoping that the lineup would come back for him last night, but unfortunately, Logan O'Hoppe had a deep fly out. I think it was O'Hoppe had a deep fly out at the end of the game there. So he was the 9th batter in the lineup. So it couldn't get around to Neto in that one spot again, because Neto's been hitting in the 9th inning quite a bit lately anyways for home runs. That's how we cashed that Wilson Contreras Neto 2-man parlay. I think it was on Sunday night for us. Let's see, I think it was Sunday. Yeah, 7-6. So that would have been Sunday night. But as far as this game goes, obviously it's being played in a dome. So I don't mind John Peterson for the day late. I know I was on him for Tuesday. And then you could take Berger again if you want. Did anybody homer in that game for Tuesday? Oh yeah, I do remember seeing Osuna's pop up on the dinger ringer. Here's the lone home run for that game. It was Osuna. So yeah, go ahead and fire him up. I bet he'll have good odds. Let's check it out. I always like doing back-to-backs because it seems like it just always happens. So yeah, plus 900 odds. And obviously, it's not always guaranteed that it's going to happen, but it can be a trend. Back-to-backs can be. So yeah, Osuna can fire up for the Rangers, and then Jock Peterson and Berger, I don't mind here. Jock Peterson and Jake Berger. And then the Angels, I don't mind. Again, Zach Neto for the day late. And then Trout was supposed to be back yesterday, but they didn't put him in the lineup. So, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, we can wait on him to see once he gets going again how he's swinging the bat once he gets back from injury. But yeah, you can fire up Neto here again for the Angels. He's probably the only one I'd take for him, to be honest. And then, like I said, this game's being played in the Dome. The next game we got here on the slate for Wednesday is Colorado against the Dodgers. Let's see if this game's still going on by chance. No, let's see if Colorado, because they were making a comeback, and let's see if they won. Yep, they came back and won at 4-3. All right. Let's check this game out here. So it looks like Feltner will be on the mound for Colorado. And then Sasaki for the Dodgers, who has been pretty home run prone. I think he's given up like 20 home runs on the season. Oh, 17. Close enough. And then Feltner's given up 9. Let's see if they got the odds posted here. So, against Feltner, obviously Ohtani. All right. I don't mind him going for a third day in a row here against Feltner at plus 200 odds. And then Freeman and Muncy as well. Muncy's at plus 280 and Freeman's at 370 here. And then against Sasaki, I don't mind firing up Kyle Karras for Colorado. And then you can do Hunter Goodman as well. Moniak was firing off home runs for a minute there. So take him if you want, but I'd rather take Kyle Karras here. He should have good odds, plus 560. And then, yeah, it's not showing Hunter Goodman right now. It's not showing Moniak either. But I like Goodman here more than Moniak, actually. What's the over-under for this game? Over 9.5. So, yeah, there should be, once again, a couple home runs for this game. I think, anyways. We can only hope, right? And then, as usual, I think the model percentage will be pretty good for this game. Plus 15%. Wind blowing out. 7 miles an hour. All right, get to the last game on the slate for Wednesday. Is Arizona against San Diego. So, Cronenworth, let's do the back-to-back again. I bet he's going to have good odds. So, let's fire off on him once again. If we can get this to load, I'll fire up the game cast here. So, Cabrera's given up 3 home runs, and Michael Keene's given up 10 on the season. So, let's see if they give us some good odds for Cronenworth again. Yep, they do. So, hopefully they keep giving us good odds for them. That would be very nice. Because $10 for plus 830 is $83 plus your $10 back. So, you're almost getting $100 back if he hits a home run. So, yeah, fire up Cronenworth again. And then Machado as well. And then as far as Diamondbacks here against Michael Keane, Marte, Corbin Carroll. And that would probably be about it. But yeah, it should be a decent slate. As far as like a few of my top home run picks that I got so far for this slate is going to be B Lau. So let's let the B Lau here at plus 350 odds. And then Jordan Alvarez at plus 265. And then I like Kyle Karras here for the Rockies, as well as Hunter Goodman that I can't select right now. But also make a post on here later on this afternoon with, because obviously, I mean, ESPN's not showing any pictures, but more in-depth detail of who I will take for sure for a round robin. And I know I post here mainly in Blues MLB Insight. And then I got a posting page on my YouTube as well. But I always post in the Discord first. And sometimes, I mean, I am human. I do forget to post in on YouTube. So just be on the lookout. Join the Discord. It's in my description here on my YouTube channel. As well, please like, subscribe, comment. Anything helps the channel, all right? This is all for free. Giving my picks out for free. I'm doing this for you guys. And if you tail, please just, I'd like to see the slips if we got a winner, all right? We post it in the winning slips page here. Should be right down here. Yeah, the winning slips channel here on our Discord. But, yeah, as always, I appreciate everyone watching. Spread the word. Tell your friends about Blue Sports Picks channel. All right. And then, again, I'll be out with a PGA video later on today for the Genesis Scottish Open. So I'll have a separate video for golf picks for that when that starts up Thursday, July 9th. But like I said, pretty good Dinger Tuesday. Appreciate everyone watching daily and getting me those views. And then, yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. So, yeah, anyways, that covers Wednesday's slate for July 9th. So, hope to chat with y'all later, and let's get some more wins. All right, chat later.